Hey everybody, today I am going to read you a book called The Day You Begin. Now, I don't know if your teachers last year or in 5th grade or at what point they may or may not have used picture books, but I use picture books. I think they are a great way to get a message across, a theme across, maybe for the day or the week, that's pretty quick. They also have illustrations, and so some people are real visual learners, and so for my strong visual learners, it gives you another way to connect to what you read. And so this is a picture book by Jaqueline Woodson. Maybe some of you have read Brown Girl Dreaming. Jaqueline Woodson also writes novels, but she also wrote this book about what it's like to go back to school and feel a certain way. So maybe some of you can relate to this. Dun, 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 dun. The Day You Begin. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way the words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto, from Venezuela, your teacher says, so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming, the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller, when the teacher asks, what did you do last summer? Tell the class your story. We went to France, Chayla says. These shells came from a beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile, they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina, each souvenir a small triumph of a journey, their travels going on and on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat wave waved as it lifted off the curb. And your your days spent at home caring for your little sister who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room, where no one else is quite like you, you look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Nadia will wrinkle her nose and say, what's in there anyway? And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, the game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. Maybe we all feel a little bit like that right now. And all that stands between you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready, even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister, you tell the class, your voice growing stronger than it was a minute ago, reading books and telling stories. And even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books and your travel and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. And I think this is a really great book to start off the year with because stories are so important. And I think everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but I think some people end up feeling isolated or very different, or that they're not enough, or their story or their truth or their reality isn't what everybody else's is. And I think maybe we need to spend some time thinking this week about how valid your particular journey is. If you stayed at home, if you went somewhere. I know a lot of people didn't, especially because these are COVID times, but we're going to be doing a lot of get to know you this week. And I am going to give you a little assignment to tell me more about yourself. So whatever yourself is, whatever your truth is, whatever your experience is 100% valid and really important that you just try to share with me. And if you feel comfortable sharing with some classmates, exactly who you are and where you're coming from. So that's what this week is going to be about. So I hope that we learn a lot and tell our stories and have a great week.